Hi there, everybody. I had a couple of questions about this sent to me by email. So finding the line of reflection. So I'm just going to quickly go through how to solve these sort of problems on Sentry, just to give you a bit of a helping start there. So let's crack on. So you'll remember you've got a shape here which we call the object, and when you reflect it, just like reflecting something in a mirror, you come up with an image, okay, a mirror image. So if we ask ourselves, where is the line of symmetry? Where has this line here, this object here, been reflected? You can see it's been reflected in this line here, and you can count it out. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a distance of 6 between this corner here and this corner here. So it would make sense that the line of reflection, it would be 3 away, right? It's 3 away from this, and it's 3 away from this. So that's, in a nutshell, what a line of reflection is. Okay, it's the line in which the object is reflected to create the image. Okay, so you would have heard the phrase mirror image before. I think where we might be struggling a little bit is actually labeling what this line is. So here you can see this line has been labeled x equals 1. This is the line x equals 1. It's the line, the straight line that goes through the x-axis at the point 1. Okay, and those of you in my class will kind of remember me sort of talking about this. I like to do this. I like to pick a point and I say, okay, what's that point there? Well, that is the point 1, 8. Okay, what is this point here? That is the point 1, 3. Okay, and in fact, any single point that you choose on the line, the x coordinate, if you remember your x coordinate is the coordinate that comes first, it will be 1. Every single point on this line, the x coordinate is 1. That's 1, 3, that's 1, 4, that's 1, 5. And here, crucially, where it goes through the x-axis, it cuts through at 1. So we label this the line x equals 1. So if we look at this example, we've got y equals 1. Okay, you can see this time it's reflected in a horizontal line. Okay, we are 1 away from the line. We are 1 away from the line. That's how we've worked out that it's going to be this dotted line here is the line of reflection, and it's y equals 1. It's the line y equals 1 because every single point on this dotted line, the y value is 1. So for example, this point right here is the point 5, 1. And crucially, again, it cuts through the y-axis at 1. So this is how I remember these equations. Y equals 1 is a horizontal line that cuts through the y-axis at 1. Okay? Y equals graphs like this. Y equals a number will give you a horizontal line. Okay? And x equals a number, for example, x equals 5, that will give you a vertical line. Okay, there's another really, really important, really, really famous line that I want you to know, and it's y equals x. Okay, this is every single point where the x coordinate and the y coordinate are the same. So let's take an example. Let's look at this point here. That is the point 4, 4. That x value and that y value are the same. They are both 4, right? At this point here, at the origin, both points are the same. They are the point 0, 0. Okay, you can go back here. So minus 4, minus 4. Okay, that is the point minus 4, minus 4. It has been reflected in this line. It has been reflected in the line y equals x. So let's consider this example here. So what is the mirror line for this object and its reflection image? So remember, object is what we start with, image is what we end up with, and you can see it's been reflected, and it's asking us, okay, where's it been reflected? I might just zoom in just to get a better view of this axis here. So it's useful just to count. Okay, so we are 1, 2, 3, 4. We're a distance of 4 away from these 2 points. Okay, these 2 corners. So half of 4 is 2. So let's go 1, 2 away. What is this line here? Well, this line well, it's an interesting line. It's a vertical line, but it's actually the y-axis. Okay, so you can think of it as the line x equals 0, because it's the line that cuts through the x-axis at 0, but it's also just known as the y-axis. So we'll see which option we're going to go with here. Okay, so it's not either of these. It's not the x-axis, it's the y-axis. Okay, and that's telling us that we're correct. Okay, let's have a look at a slightly harder question. So what is the mirror line for this? Okay, so we've got, again, I'm just going to count this out. We are 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So half of 4 is 2. So it's going to be this line here. And again, this is the line, we could think of this as the line y equals 0, but it's more commonly known as the x-axis. Okay, so this is interesting now. We're not given x-axis as an option. Okay, so we're thinking to ourselves, let's have a look at this line. This is a horizontal line that cuts through the y-axis at 0. So this is the line y equals 0. Which if I scroll down properly, I'll be able to see here. Okay, what is the equation for this mirror line and for the object in its reflection image? So again, a little bit more difficult. I might just use my pen just to mark a couple of things here. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a distance of 10 there. So let's count 5, halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the mirror line, right? Again, I'm just very roughly drawing this. This is a line, it's vertical and it cuts through the x-axis. So this is my clue, it's going to be an x equals line. It's going to cut through the x-axis at 1. And if you're cutting through the x-axis at 1, you are the line x equals 1. Okay? Which, as we can see, is one of our options, which is always a good sign. And there we go. So I think I've given you enough there to give this this nugget on Centro a really decent shot. If you want to throw me any questions or clarifications, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, for now, I will leave you to it.